Hello, this is Genosis, and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, hold that thought. So, this is Dune Awakening. Now, I have been utterly obsessed with this game. Oh, and I thought I would share it because I'm obsessed with it. I like sharing games I'm obsessed with, because who else am I going to talk to about it? My wife. Anyway, so yeah, this is a survival, a kind of RPG game. It's a bit of a sandbox, pun not intended, and it's based on the Dune universe, obviously. Yeah, there's going to be dialogue. All right, what Chatty Cathy over there is telling me is I need to make some clothing. So I've put some time into this game. I'm going to be honest. This is I've already put 200 hours into this game somehow. Funcom was kind enough to get me into the creator program, so I did receive a copy of this game as a part of the process, and I've been playing the hell out of it. And I'd really like to share this with you. Now, if you wanted to play along with me, I am on the North American Ironwatch server in Sietch, Nadir. Now, for those who are not aware, the Ironwatch is the server, and there's little sub-servers. And these little sub-servers can hold up to like 40 people. And then all of those servers will connect to the Ironwatch server, where you go to the deep desert. And that's a big conglomerated area where all of the players from all these Sietches can connect to and combat for resources and all that stuff. So it's pretty grandiose stuff. All right, so I need to research some makeshift clothing. So for those who've played a lot of these games before, or like Ark, for example, you can research stuff. This game was developed by Funcom, which also developed Conan. So if you're familiar with that, this will all seem familiar to you. All right, so I can make clothing. So I need to make a full set of makeshift clothing and then put it on. Okay, so we got hood, gloves, pants, shoes, and jacket. Cool, I'm gonna go grab some stuff while I wait for that to craft. All right, looks like that stuff is just about ready. Makeshift, yep, makeshift. So, yep. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, so I need to salvage metal with a cut array, research the pistol, and craft a pistol. Now, the cut array is a universal mining tool. So when it comes to these resource nodes, you can right-click to scan it, find the weak point, and gather it. So it's like a little mini game. Oh gosh. Wait, where'd it go? Did I miss where that line was? Let me try to rescan it. I swear, I mined this like a million times. Where the hell? Okay, that works. Anyway, so that's how you gather the resources. There should be a bunch of resource nodes scattered around these little islands. And for those who aren't familiar with the Dune series, and I really wasn't up until playing this game, and now I've started watching the movies and, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid and all that stuff. So I will try to talk about the Dune universe and kind of describe things as I go. So there's a problem. Obviously, the sun will give you heat stroke if you spend too much time in it. You can take a break in the shadows. And if you've seen or heard the rumblings and seen the sandworm a few minutes ago, you're not supposed to spend much of any time onto the open desert because it will chomp you up pretty quick. So where am I going? So there's some... Where am I anyways? So it looks like I'm in the bottom. I probably need to work myself like maybe up to the north. Yeah, and then move in that direction. So I need to find some metal. Sandworm threat. This bar in the center of the screen shows the vibrations you're making in open sand. Vibrations attract the sandworms. When it turns red, seek safety immediately. The sandworm is nearby. The closer the worm is, the more sensitive it is to vibrations. Take the utmost care crossing the open desert. Yeah, see those? Yeah, it's fine. All right, so no sandworm party quite yet. We will see him many a time, so don't worry. You will see lots of sandworm. So there's the metal we're looking for. All kinds of resources in the starting area, so it's not really too difficult to get all of it. All right, so now we need to research the Mala pistol, craft it, and make some light darts. Okay, pistol and darts, and then craft the pistol, and a few 4 or 5 darts. All right, so for those aware, I actually chose the Mentat class. That's what I started with when I first started playing, so I figured I'd kind of play to my strengths and just stick with this. So it's essentially like a human computer. So they're in assassination and intelligence and tactics. So you get like a Sentinel. It's an automatic turret, which I love turrets, you know me. And poison capsules, which actually can damage even through shields, which is pretty handy. And then we have a shield wall, which basically is an instant cover wherever you are, which is obviously very, very beneficial. So that ability is down at the bottom where I just tap Q and it puts down the turret for me. All right, grab a little more granite. We'll be building a base later on. There's some copper, which probably not a bad idea to grab either. And these flowers here are, I think they're dew flowers. Yeah, dew flowers. And those will allow you to drink trace amounts of water whenever you're, really, really, really thirsty. But you can't top up on it whenever you want. You have to, was there a thing here? Oh, there's a thing here. You can't top up right away. You have to only get a little bit, but unless you have a gathering tool, we'll cover all that later. I know I'm talking a million miles a minute, but I'm excited. Not sure if you can tell. So we need to craft a respawn beacon. Now this little guy is essentially like a bedroll if you're into 7 Days to Die, or actually Conan did the same thing. So it's a respawn point. So research it, and it can be crafted with some simple scrap metal so that it's easy to make out in the field. Okay, we can just slop that down pretty much anywhere. All right, so small camps can be found all over Arrakis, populated with a small handful of people trying to survive. The camps can hold salvage metal, fuel cells, and other valuable items. Neat. So we need to research binoculars, craft them, and then scout for a scavenger camp. So binoculars, craft it with our bare hands somehow. And there we go. So person number 4, went on the bar. And, oh, someone made a base like right there. Neat. And then you can just kind of zoom in with your wheel. So I guess I need to find a camp. I mean, that's not really a camp. Yeah, that's not really a camp. Now, playing this game, you're going to see the occasional abandoned base. I assume, yeah. The sub-fee for like the claim block, so to speak, is still here and intact. So they must have been here somewhat recently. I'm not sure why I guess they didn't figure they needed walls. All right, so I still need to scout a camp, but I also don't want to leave these little cave areas over here because they've got some resources that I want. Oh, camp. It's a camp. Hi. Did that count? I counted. Oh, that was close. See that? So that you can. This is melee, so you can parry attack. Out. I guess if you're facing, just by right-clicking. Oh, do I not have it in my hand? Oh, damn it. There we go. No, you don't. So you can dodge like that, and right-click does the parry. If you time it right. Come on now. Gotcha. And then power attack. Right, so you just grab your stuff. Can't drink this right now because I'm too hydrated, I guess. So I need to use an ability, which is, I mean, I'll use it in a second. There's another camp over here. So I may as well not waste the ability and actually use it in combat. Is there any more people over here? Certainly seems like there should be. Oh, I see right there. So if I tap Q, it's going to make myself a little turret, and that's going to help me in battle. So, oop, oop, Q, 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 Q. Why isn't Q working? Hold up, hold on. Oh, what happened? Oh, was there a lag or something? Oh, you see that? Ha. So what happened to my ability? That's so weird. Okay, hold on. Wait for it to what do you call it? The cooldown. Okay, so there. So it puts the turret down. Hit again, and it goes off like that. Nice. Not sure what happened before. Okay, so that was introductory to all that stuff. We got some stuff to loot, some granite and fiber and all that fun stuff. All right, so we need to open our skills menu. So we did have this right here, and it wants us to learn an ability. I'm pretty partial to the poison capsule, so I will learn. Wait, can I learn that? There we go. Okay, so we need to build our first base. So I need to salvage some more metal and some fuel cells. I'm sure there's plenty around here. All right, I'm just looking around looking for a fuel cell. I thought I saw some not that long ago. Let's try not to break my neck here. And I have all the other stuff I needed. So yeah, it has the same climbing system that Conan does. I mean, I guess I could pop into one of these things here. No, this is a moisture cave, I think they're called, which is, you know, supposed to prevent precious humidity from exiting. No, I have a gun. Why aren't I using a gun? There. That's more like it. I probably should be focusing on stuff I can do. Here's a poison capsule. So he's taking, obviously, damage over time. Now, considering the low level, it probably won't take too much to kill him with the poison. There you go. All right, so do you happen to have any fuel cells? All right, not a whole lot in here. There's a few various crafting items that will come handy later. Oh, there's someone's bike right here. I could put fuel into it. Yeah, someone's vehicle just sitting right there out in the open. Little irresponsible. All right, so at night has come upon us, and there's I guess border patrol happening here, or whatever you want to call it. Curfew guys. I'm not actually sure what those guys are called, but they will scan the area, and if they happen to catch you in their spotlight, it will stun you, and they'll drop some troops onto your head. It's very rude. Now, what struck me is I recently watched the Dune 2021 movie, not the old one. That's that wasn't great, but then the aesthetics are perfect. Like that's exactly what's hanging in the sky in the recent Dune movie. So they really followed faithfully the aesthetic of the movie. So it's really quite good. All right, another camp. Oh, that's not a gun. Is it a gun? There we go. Hey. No, you don't. Oh. Here, take my turret. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I get a bit injured, so let's take some bandages. Now, bandages are pretty easy to craft. You just need to make a heal kit. Takes a little bit of fiber. So just queue up a bunch. Oh, did I get it? Okay, so I got enough fuel cells, so I guess I do have enough to get started. Now, I may as well just plop down a base anywhere, so I can move it to a more appropriate spot later. You know what? I'm not too far from... You see over there, there's a kind of the quest hub for the area. Maybe I should actually mosey on in that direction and then hold off on crafting my base until I get there. So I need a construction kit, so you get that right off the bat. This gives you basic construction stuff, so you get your crafting or your construction tool itself, foundations, your sub fee for like your claim block. This allows you to claim a section of the land. Looks like a generator. That is, I think, some decorative items. So that might be a light and then a storage container. So the basics. All right, so I'm going to skip across the desert here. Look both ways before I cross the road like a good boy. All right, so I'm feeling pretty thirsty. So next time we come upon some dew flowers, whatever they're called, I think they're called that, I'll be able to harvest some and get my, hydration to a minimum. All right, so I'm walking by this crashed ship over here. I'm not technically supposed to be here quite yet, but I'm here now, and I'm feeling the urge to do a little bit of double dipping. You know me, I like the double dip. This is the wreck of the Alcyon, I think it's called. And, oh yeah, there's some fellas right there. Oh yeah, you want to come fight me? Too bad. Oh, yeah, you're shooting back. There we go. So I don't have a lot in the way of abilities, but I'm me. I'll be fine. All right, there's a poison dart for you. Let's put the good old turret right over here and deploy. There we go. You're toast. Hey, I saw someone over there. Hello? Oh, there you are. No, you don't. So yeah, wrecks like this typically are, even though this is primarily a PvP game with optional PvP, wrecks like this in any area but the starting area are open PvP enabled. So you don't 100% need to come here. Like, you can get around it. Like, if you want to buy stuff off the market, or look for other resources or the sources of stuff. There. It's a little compartment here you can get some loot into. You can get stuff elsewhere. Ooh, a gun! Yeah, hold on. Oh, I went over here. Oh. Hold on. So I got myself a machine gun, a Karpov 38, which is a lot better than my crappy homemade pistol. Oh, hold on, reloading. Deal. Oh yeah, so that's kind of what I was hoping for. That's going to give me a bit of an advantage getting through the starting stuff. So that's kind of wanted to go through. I wanted to get some initial loot and kind of expedite things a little bit. So yeah, so in these types of wrecks, you can get the components you need to craft weapons and armor. So you'll obviously want to come here if you want to upgrade your stuff. All right, looks like some more loot. Love that. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And another door to open up. So you can, yeah, you see these doors every now and then. You scan them, take off the hinges, and then in you go. So something I only recently figured out, if you hold the right mouse button and tap, or is it tap shift? Oh, hold on. If you aim, right mouse button, there we go. And you tap shift while aiming, it switches shoulders. So it's very handy for getting around tight corners like this. Now this isn't a very big wreck, so it doesn't take too long to clear. I believe we're almost to the end here. Is there someone there? I heard someone there. No one here? Cool. All right, so this is what the end loot, as what you might call it, would look like. And these tend to have special schematics, special loot, some cash. So yeah, we got a unique schematic, the blood drinker. So I guess this basically it gathers blood from your enemies and puts it into a blood bag. We'll go over that later. That's actually really handy to have as a starting weapon. All right, so that was it. That actually went really well. Yeah, that went pretty good. And that's going to give us a little bit of an advantage moving forward. So I'll need to get my bearings again. I think it's over to the west. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, over to the west and see about getting close to the quest hub and then set up my camp. Oh, there's those fuel cells. So yeah, these bundles of fuel cells can be scanned and harvested. Like so, find the weak spot. Bam. And you get a good old chunk of fuel cells. They also have many uses. You'll be using that all through the game. They will directly fuel your generator, and you can take the fuel cells and craft them into other things, such as, I guess, battery, fuel cells for vehicles and that type of thing. All right, I am in desperate need of some hydration, so I am keeping an eye out for some of those dew flowers before I start taking some damage. And that's not how I want to take my first death in this whole... Oh, there it is right there. Some whole series. So we just hold E, and you can hydrate yourself up to your minimum level. Up to the right there. And that's all you can get with dew. You'll need some other tools or other means of hydration to go above that. There's also like a scythe or a sickle or whatever gathering tool you can use to get a lot more water. But again, that's later. All right, right there. So that's the quest hub. So I'm going to try to find a spot relatively nearby to set up yourself for a camp, because it will be going through here several times. And that would be a convenient spot. Just anywhere nearby, really. All right, this actually looks like a nice spot. There's a crap ton of dew flowers here. Maybe right over the... There's a camp over there. That's a little too close to set up that direction. Lots of resources over here. So maybe around here-ish. Yeah, maybe right around here. Cool. All right, so I'm going to claim this spot. So we need to craft ourselves a construction tool. All right, there we go. Construction tool. Let's get that in our hand. That's number 6 where I put that. All right, so subheap console. Again, that's like a claim block. And I guess I could kind of maybe build it maybe above this and have like the flowers underneath my base. Yeah, I can make that work.
Congratulations.
All right, there we go.
You're now the proud owner of an Imperial sub-fief.
Uh-huh.
More of a sub-fief. But it's enough for now. Get your construction tool out and get cracking. It's not a shelter without walls and a roof.
All right, so I'm trying to plan out how this is going to look. Yeah, I kind of like to build like a maybe kind of like covered over, which would be kind of sweet. So maybe some sort of like a central pillar type thing. Yeah, like right around here maybe. All right, so we'll just make something pretty rudimentary. Let's get some flooring. Hold on. So we have all these different sections. We got the placeables, decorations. I just kind of hover all over the new stuff. Then we got neutral. This is the Dune Man set. They're going to be updating this really soon. It basically came with the DLC. Again, Funcom was nice enough to give me the deluxe version of the game, so it did come with the season pass for the DLC. What am I hearing? What was that ominous sound? I'm sure it's fine. And then we have the observer windows. This is actually coming from Twitch drops. I only started getting them. I did come into the game late, so I'm missing a lot of the pieces. Hopefully I'll get some more later. And then we get the Chome shelter set, which is a lot of pieces. We got, structure pieces, rounded triangle edge foundations, different types of walls and windows, rounded edges, wedge walls, roof pieces, inclines like stairs and ramps, and then special stuff like railings and ladders. So let me see what I can do with this. Let's start with the floor. All right, for a starting base, this is probably going to be fine. So let's go to the structural part and do some foundations. Yeah, that'll be fine. Foundation there, like a pillar thing. There and there. Fill that in. Cool, that looks sensible. All right, this can also move things. So we'll move our console above. Once the claim is done, moving this around doesn't change where your claim is. So you can place it inside where it's protected. All right, now we need 7 walls and a door. So we got normal walls, wall 2, which is, I guess, a bit of a texture, like it's be a thicker, I guess. And then we got wall 3, which is, I guess, more rounded, but less thick. Half wall, window, door. Actually, door will be right here that I know. Doom. And we got a double door. Won't do anything with that right now. Passageway, rounded walls. You know what? Maybe I should make it rounded. Yeah, let's make it rounded here. All right, rounded floor. Oh, that's not going to look good. Yeah, I'm going to have to move that. All right, we can do center columns instead of the pillar-looking thing, which honestly, it's fine. All right, now look at some walls. So we got some rounded walls. Yeah, filling projection. I know that. I know. Get away. So let's do some rounded. Well, what does that look like? Gonna look like? Are those actually like wide open? Yeah. No, I don't like that. Yeah, let's do rounded windows like that. Yeah, that looks nice. Then we'll do some regular walls. Oh, I'm out of granite. Okay. I know some resources over here. Now, there are more efficient ways to gather resources later on. You can get better gathering tools. You can even have like a mounted mining laser onto a buggy later, which is freaking awesome. And that's super, super efficient. So there's that to look forward to. There's all kinds of vehicles, flying vehicles and ground vehicles, transports, that kind of stuff. So all kinds of stuff to look forward to. All right, so we got our little abode here. So we're going to start working on the roof. Let's go ahead for the rounded roof, because that's going to look nice. I do like rounded structures. Hold on. You have to do this roof piece first. So I would like to get out of the sun here sooner than later. Yeah, then the corner piece would be right there and right there. Oh yeah, this is going to look pretty decent for a starting base. Oh, I do believe I'm dying. Let's get some water down here, which is very conveniently located right under my base. And I was also kind enough not to obscure them so people can come by and, fill up as they wish. All right, let's go for the angled corners over here. Because so we still kind of round it, but not at the same time. And then we got a funky piece to fill in, which should be, yeah, that one. And then I need the inverted one, which I think is here somewhere. All right, there we go. Yeah. Looking snazzy. So now that everything is contained, there's an icon on the left-hand side. So let's kind of talk about what that's going to look like. So right now I'm out in the open. Well, actually that's enclosed, sheltered. So there's like 4 levels. Unsheltered. Then we're, come on now. Sheltered. And then, various levels of protection from the sun and hydration loss. And then there was enclosed and then water sealed. So when you're water sealed, you don't lose hydration, which is, the goal. All right, so we need to construct a storage container, in a generator. But first, granite. You know, when you want granite, it's hard to find. You know, that's how it works. I guess that goes to show you can't take it for granted. I'm sorry. All right, I should have enough resources to get this project finished up. Yeah, I'm digging this little spot. It's cozy. All right, so crafting tool. Then let's go to our section here for placeables. Yeah, storage container. Guess around here, around the corner, would not be a bad spot. Let's put a couple. And then we need ourselves a generator, which, I mean, pretty much anywhere, I suppose. Maybe we'll put it somewhere close so we can keep an eye on it as we go through. There we go. And deposit fuel cell. So I've been collecting, so I could just, yeah, you could deposit that, or you can tap F to quick deposit. I'll take, there we go.
Comes with an automatic shield system that will keep your base safe from the sandstorms. Just keep the generator fueled, or the storms will tear at your walls. And it goes without saying, don't build on open sand. Seal your base, off-worlder. Maintain good water discipline, and it will keep you alive. You've done well licking flowers and sucking sap, but you need a consistent source of water. And the best source out here is blood. Extract it, store it, refine it, and drink it. Raw if you're really desperate. And don't mind throwing up. Actually, don't drink it, unless you really have to.
Okay, well, I was going to explain that, but he did that for me. All right, so base management. There's permissions that you can access. Let's hold F to manage that. So if you so chose, you can assign party members to this, permission lists. You can set like a general permission level. You can monitor your power, your water, your storage. If you have several generators throughout the base, you can actually simultaneously refuel all of them right here, and it'll evenly distribute through all the generators from your inventory or from storage. So that is very, very handy to remember. Okay, I'm going to start dumping stuff into the containers here because I don't need to keep it on me. All right, inventory is cleaned up. Got my money. I got this unique schematic, which you need to read, and you can only read it when you're in a water-sealed, protected base. So you can either add a quest hub or your own base. So we'll hold the research, and this will give us our first unique schematic. Now it's a permit for one crafting of it. You can't just print as many as you want. So this appears in our unique tab, and once you craft it, you have one use, then you can't do it again. You can still see it, like you basically discovered it, but you'll need to find more of the schematics if you want to craft more of them. All right, let's continue on. I need to salvage metal. Oh, don't I have metal? Yeah, I need more, I guess. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the game stuff. Now, the whole power thing, now the concept behind that is that you need to maintain power. Your power maintains a shield. If your base is unshielded, the weather will eventually erode your base, and the sands will take it, and you can even be open to be raided if your console has been eroded. So that's something to keep an eye on. You can have, I think, 3 to 4 weeks worth of power. So if you're not like, super active, but you don't want to stop your game or stop your playing and come back later, all you have to do is pop in, like, once a month, once every few weeks, top off your generators, and then go about your business for another 3 or 4 weeks. So it's pretty low key, but it is intended to clean up the general area. So if that didn't happen, this place would be littered. All kinds of people server hopping or what have you, and it would just be unreasonable. So it's basically like a self-maintenance cycle. So as long as you're, you keep playing, your base will be there whenever you want it to be. All right, resources gathered. We need to do some researching. Now, the darker way to do this, but it's actually an interesting mechanic. You need to, you can get water from other NPCs. All right, in order to start collecting blood, you need an exsanguation kit. Exsanguation kit. There we go. I was trying to pronounce that. Exsanguation. So this allows you to take blood from NPCs, and you can process it back at home for water. So to do that, you need the extractor and a blood sack. So let's go craft those. All right, so we need plant fiber. I thought I had enough. I guess we're gonna grab some plant fiber. All right, that should be enough. Yes. So we need the improvised blood extractor and the small blood sack to get started. There we go. Scavenger camps and other locations appear on the map when discovered, while only larger locations are shown on the compass. Gray markers indicate discovered locations, and they change color when visited. So I've visited this one, but not this one. So it's in gray. So I've found it, but I haven't like entered it, discovered it. So I just scanned it basically. Now I'd really like that knife. Yes, this. So I need copper. Right. So we can't get copper quite yet because we need the refinery and the fabricator. So we need to follow the journey. Now, if you've played this game before, you can skip some of the introductory stuff and basically it'll just open up as much as you want. And as long as you have high enough level. But I've chosen to follow the, I guess, prescribed path just for the series. So let's go get some blood. Fire blood! Blood! Alright, so we got ourselves a volunteer. So we take out our exanguation kit, and we just stick it somewhere. Thank you. There. Now we have got about a third of the blood kit filled up. We just loot this. Okay, now we need to research the blood purifier. This is like a workstation back at your base that will turn the blood into water. And it's extremely handy early mid-game. I mean, you can do as much as you like, but there are lots of other methods you could possibly use. All right, refinery, blood purifier. All right, slap this pretty much anywhere, I guess. Maybe right here, nice and accessible. There we go. And then we can deposit blood into it. Deposit all.
You're probably feeling it by now, off-world.
Spice.
It's everywhere on Arrakis. The air, the sand, the blood.
Am I tripping out?
It prolongs life, expands consciousness, and triggers some very vivid dreams.
Oh, we're tripping out.
Observe this valley, sacred to the Equan Bedouin. Here, Wally faced the trials of Aku, proving their knowledge of the Fremen ways. Find the Fremen, she said. Seven tests. 7 steps. Set your feet. Follow the uncertain path. Keep moving. The only true death is stagnation.
Well, someone had a little bit too much cheese before bedtime. You've experienced a spice dream. On awakening, you'll be protected from harm for a short time. Move to continue your journey. So there we go. All right, follow your inner sight to your first trial. So as with Conan, you're basically led by journeys. So just tap J to open our journey menu. Then you have other things, complete the trials. These all stuff will unlock as you go. And these are contracts. We'll look at that later. I was hoping to do some of this stuff before we set out, but it looks like I'm going to have to wait and do this journey thing. So your inner sight reveals the path, follow to your first trial. This trials basically unlock a lot of kind of basic abilities and systems within Dune that you'll need to get used to. So you can choose to follow through with that, unlock stuff, and proceed that way. So it's all part of the story. Now I'm going to stop right about here. I've already been recording nearly an hour, and so this is going to make a nice beefy long episode. So just for now, I'm just going to leave it here, maybe take a few moments and do a bit of decoration because it's dark in here. Let's see, hold on. Just some nice, cheap lighting. There. Feels less cave-like in here now. Anyways, we'll see you next time. I'll get on to the first trial, get that started, and then we'll start getting into more, involved aspects of the game and the crafting system. All All right, this has been Genosis, episode 1 of Dune Awakening. If you like what we saw here today, like the video, you'd like to see some more in the future, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in joining me on this server, this Sietch, and you happen to be playing Dune, again, I am on the North American Ironwatch server in Sietch, Nadir. And hey, maybe there might be some opportunities. We could do some stuff together, do some spice raids later on, or just, come check out and visit my base. All right, thanks for watching.